Welcome back to another episode here at Cooking with Cobalt. Today we're going to do one of my probably favorite pieces of beef, and that is the beef tri-tip. Learned this watching Barbecue Pit Masters. It was hard to find here on the East Coast. It's normally something you find out in the West Coast, but I've been able to find a supermarket here that keeps these in stock most of the time. When you get it like a brisket, you want to trim it up. Luckily, the one I got today was pretty much trimmed up by the butcher, but you do have some excess fat you want to cut off, especially this thick skin stuff that won't render off when you do this on the grill. I kind of season it just like I do my brisket. Of course, my favorite thing, extra virgin olive oil. Just rub that up all over this, slather it in so your spices will stick. And it's kind of just like the same spices I use for my brisket. I got my all-purpose beef rub. Put this on this bad boy. You don't really need a lot, just give it a little bit of flavor. You still want to be able to taste the beef. So I use this little bit of all-purpose rub that, like I said, I use on my brisket. And then again, I got to give a shout out again to the Outer Banks Spice Company. I do love everything they make. If you want to check them out, they do make a wonderful chicken that I saw put in another one of my videos. They also have a good garlic and salt, really good on popcorn at night while you're watching a movie or whatnot. And they also have a really good one on seafood. But yeah, spice it up. We'll flip it over. We'll get the other side here. Like I said, pretty simple with beef. Same thing I would use on a brisket. You could use pretty much anything you needed. Anything you like to put on brisket if you're cooking, or maybe your steaks will go great with this tri-tip. Today we're going to be cooking on the big green egg. Probably my favorite. I don't know if I'm my favorite. I love them all. I like cooking on the egg. I like cooking on my Oak to Joe. Really like cooking on my old Weber kettle. But again, what we're going to do with this today is a reverse sear. We're going to put this on here in a little while, probably at about 225. Probably take about 45 minutes or so. We're going to get the internal temperature up on this brisket to about 115. And then we're going to take it off, tent it with some aluminum foil, and then I'm going to put my cast iron grates out back onto the egg, and I'm going to bring that temperature up to about 600 degrees. And then, like I said, we're going to reverse sear this for about 3 minutes on each side. So as I go out and bring up the egg to temperature, we'll see in a little bit. Got the egg up to about 250. So we're going to go ahead and throw this tri-tip on, start the first part of the cooking. Like I said, this is the favorite part, my favorite type of beef to cook. I did forget to mention though, while I was prepping this, you do want to look at your grains before you start to put this or put the seasoning on. The grains are running kind of this way, so when I take this puppy off later on, when I slice this, you want to make sure that you're cutting across the grains to give you that nice tenderness. But what we're going to do, like I said, we got the egg up to about 250. We're going to go ahead and throw this bad boy on right now. Go ahead and shut the lid. I'm thinking probably about 45 minutes to an hour. We should bring that internal temperature up to about 115. And then we're going to take it off. We're going to prep it for a little reverse sear. I'm going to throw my cast iron grates on the baby. Bring this temperature up to about between 550 and 600 degrees and sear this for about 3 minutes on each side. So next time we come back, we'll have this thing ready for the reverse sear. We're going to take this puppy off when it hit about 115 degrees and set it up. You see now I have my cast iron grate inside the egg. The tri-tip, we let it sit here for about 10-15 minutes while this came up to temperature. So now what we're going to do is give it a quick sear for about 3 minutes on each side. Set the old timer so I know what's going on. So we're just getting ready to put this baby back on. We'll do a little reverse sear for about 3 minutes on each side. And when we come back, we'll let it rest, set for about 10 minutes, and it'll be time to eat. All right, we took the tri-tip off. I was going to show you a little more on the flip and how to sear, but you know, company always comes around when you're cooking. But we seared this for about 3 minutes on each side. I took it off the egg at about 115. And then I threw it back on the cast iron. I got the grill up to about 600 degrees, and I seared it for 3 minutes each side. I let it set for 10. And again, the grains are going this way, so you want to make sure that we are cutting across the grain to keep this really nice and tender. We'll start here at the end and go ahead and slice through. We got a nice pink color in there. And you can cut them, you like them thick, thin. This is gonna be pretty much up to you on the thickness. But like I said, nice medium. Got a little pink in there. I love the juices here. They come out, you let it set, they run back in. We'll let the expert here, the youngin, do a little taste test. See how that is. I like to dip it in the little au jus sauce there. Take a little bite. Oh my goodness. Again, beef tri-tip, probably my absolute favorite part of the cow. Really easy to cook if you can find them. Throw them on the smoker at about 250. Let the internal temperature get up to 115. Take it off. Wrap it in some foil or some butcher paper. Bring the grill back up to about 550, 600 degrees. Sear on both sides for about three minutes. It's time to eat here. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see you on our next episode.